We've got news that the Helldivers 2 gaming studio has won 4 DICE awards. We'll go over his CEO's post about receiving threats. He's interviewing a chief technical officer for Helldivers 2, and we've got a brand new major order. But that's not all. I'll be covering much more. If you find the video informative at any point, consider tapping the like button below, subscribing, and turning on notifications. Hey Helldivers, let's start off the video by talking about how the developers and the CEO have received death threats in the past. Arrowhead's CEO, Sham, started off by posting a comment on Discord saying he's a diver just like everyone else. Then a fellow Helldiver wrote that he's never been in contact with a developer or experienced a developer reaching out, and also mentioned that this is why Helldivers 2 is their favorite game. Shams replied back and said, "Honestly, the more positive interactions we have with you folks, the more we enjoy doing it. When the game wasn't doing so great between May and August, we were getting a lot of toxicity and even death threats, which was quite scary for a lot of us." Yeah, apparently they received a lot of death threats during that time, which is not cool, and it's sort of sad to see that happen. I don't think the developers deserve to receive death threats, especially over a video game. Yet that's what happened between May and August. If you recall, at the time, there were a lot of controversies, such as the PSN link requirement that was going to be implemented until a few days later. That was changed. Then shortly after, there was the Escalation of Freedom update, of course, that nerfed a lot of weapons, and the flamethrower was altered to look different as well, and it was nerfed too. Anyhow, you get the point, and that's what caused a lot of players to start sending death threats to the developers. I don't think it's right that they deserved a bunch of hate, especially to the point where their lives were being threatened. In all honesty, Arrowhead is probably one of the nicest studios out there that genuinely care about their player base, whether that's from the developers or the community managers themselves. They're all a bunch of nice folks that I feel don't deserve any hate that's thrown their way. Anyway, with that to the side, the CEO confirmed yesterday that he's going to interview someone for the Chief Technology Officer position. Now, for those who don't know what a CTO does, there's a short description on Arrowhead's job position site. It states that they need someone capable of leading the tech direction, such as pushing the boundaries in co-op games. A CTO also helps solve technical problems through coding, and there's much more to the role than just that, but you get the overall idea. Nonetheless, in this post, Shams commented that tomorrow, which would be today, he's interviewing a CTO candidate. If they're able to secure a Chief Technology Officer, it would help with performance on both PC and PlayStation. A CTO could also solve larger issues, improve frame rates, reduce lag if it exists, and do so much more that would be beneficial not just for Helldivers 2, but for future games they plan to develop, which is exciting and great for the studio. Speaking of performance, a Helldiver questioned whether it's possible for the studio to move Helldivers 2 to a completely different engine to help improve bottleneck issues, if there are any. In response, the CEO replied that this won't happen, meaning they can't swap engines, but any sort of bottleneck problems can be addressed, or in his words, it can be sorted. Now, it's not surprising that they can't swap engines, because at that point, it's practically like recreating an entirely new game, which would obviously be impractical given the time and resources it would consume. I'm sure the best approach for them is to continue using the current engine and work around any issues that might pop up. I'm pretty sure that the next game they plan to develop will be on a completely different engine, and if they have plans to create Helldivers 3, it will for sure be on a new engine, whether that's Unreal Engine or something else. So if you could pick an engine for Helldivers 3, what would it be? Would it be the Unreal Engine or maybe a Guerrilla Games engine? Let me know which engine you would like to see Helldivers 3 developed on. Continuing forward, the Arrowhead team has won several awards. Their composer won the Game Award for Outstanding Achievement in Original Music Composition at the 2025 DICE Awards. Not only did the team win that award, but they also won for Outstanding Achievement in Audio Design, Action Game of the Year, and last but not least, Online Game of the Year. What's insane about it all, that they've won so many awards in the last few months, such as 4 Golden Joystick Awards in 2024, 2 TIGA Awards in 2024, 2 awards during the Game Awards in 2024, and also received 1 award during the Swedish Game Awards in 2024. So altogether, they've won a total of 13 awards, and cheers to everyone at the studio for working together to create such an outstanding game and winning so many. Moving along, we have a brand new major order, and we have just received 2 new enemy types, which I'll go over here in a few seconds. First, starting off, if you're nowhere near your computer or console, then allow me to go over the new major order message with my democracy voice. So right here it says, Terminids are surging at the gloom border. Finir is under attack. The center of science on this planet is of vital importance to stop the Meridian Singularity. The Ministry of Science's top astrophysicists are gathered there, researching both the singularity itself and the dark energy that somehow powers its movement. If the Terminids are not stopped, they will overrun the center and slaughter the innocent scientists within, which cannot be allowed to happen. Their work is far too important. All Helldivers are ordered to defend Finir 3. The center of science must not be lost. Alright, democracy voice aside, so as you can tell, if we don't stop them, then they'll tear through the center of science, and we can't let that happen at all. Nevertheless, there's more to worry about than just that because, of course, there are 2 new enemy strains. The stalkers have been altered, they're now more hidden with their camouflage, and they roam in packs now. Not only that, the smaller bugs can now use camouflage as well, making it even more intense. If you put both of these new enemy strains together, then you've got pure chaos. What I suggest you use is the dog breath, which Dr. Mug recommended to me on my Discord. I also tried using the sterilizer as well. The reason is due to the fact that you can stop them from pushing forward. They'll end up confused, giving you some breathing room. Then at that point, you can use other stratagem types to take out the large group of camouflage enemies, or you can use your primary or whatever you have. Now, to give you further details about this new Terminid strain, right here in the dispatch it says, a new Terminid strain likely to have developed inside the gloom has been encountered near the center of science on Finir 3. The center's dark energy research is now at critical risk. Scattered reports on new Terminids indicate discoloration, increased intelligence, and drastic changes to hunting patterns. Information remains scarce as no SEAF units have returned from close encounters. This variant group has been dubbed the Predator strain. Yep, the new Predator strain has been picking off SEAF units one by one, and it's been a difficult time for them, mainly due to the fact that they have camouflage and they can roam in packs now, and it's quite intense. My overall thoughts so far about this new Predator strain is that it's now a challenge. So if you're level 150 or you've been playing since the beginning and you've just been wanting a new way of testing your skills, then you won't be disappointed with the new Predator strain. It will challenge you quite a lot. You'll have to think about what you're going to equip in your loadout. For example, I've been trying all sorts of stratagems that I typically don't use on the Terminids, like the Sterilizer or the Dog Breath Stratagem. The developers somehow managed to add a layer of difficulty without adding a new difficulty level, which I actually like quite a lot. The fact is, now you have to think about what you're going to do before you approach a large group of Terminids. You have to worry about the smaller bugs camouflaged, and you also have to worry about the stalkers that often roam in packs, and that right there is a challenge in itself, and it's so fun now. However, I do have a feeling that there's going to be a bunch of Sour Patch Kids out there, right? They're going to be very sour about it and be like, well, it's not a new enemy type. It's the same thing that we have right now. Well, don't complain about it because this is so cool, guys. You have a new way of playing and it adds a difficulty to the actual game, and that right there is something I enjoy quite a lot. On that note, I would like to know what you think about the new Predator strain. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a valid reason as to why you don't like it if you really don't like it. There's a lot of likes there, but yeah, just let me know your overall thoughts about it. Last but not least, we have the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to be featured on the channel, all you have to do is comment down below, and that's it. The first top comment is by the Trout Hammer. It was as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. No kidding, and that's kind of depressing the way you wrote it, but I always enjoy seeing your comments, Trout Hammer, and kudos to you for this top comment. The second top comment is by Dog is Happy 0, and you wrote, I keep imagining what it would be like to dive onto Angel's venture to rescue citizens right up until the end. Giant wormhole growing larger in the sky, low gravity mechanics, and valiant Helldivers carrying children onto the Pelican, restricting themselves to one-handed weapons or even offering their place on the Pelican to a parent and child, saluting as they fly away. What's kind of messed up about the whole situation is if you're not a top-level civilian or possibly your child is short, then you won't be able to leave, apparently. Because in a previous major order, they actually talked a little bit about that, and I thought that was completely messed up. The third top comment is by Blanket6726. Angels venture broke before the guard did. Venture stands. Indeed, my friend, indeed. And that one got 317 upvotes. Awesome. Now we do have a fourth comment here, and I'm only including this one because I actually forgot to include it in the previous video because it was actually a top comment. And Ninja Strike wrote, "Who else played Helldivers and managed to convince their friends to join? It's just so much more fun with friends." Absolutely. I recall us playing and I activated your Hellbomb backpack and went straight to the Pelican, and all I could do was just tell everyone else to rush because otherwise we all would end up, blowing up. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. There you go. Those are the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to join my Discord, definitely do so. There's a link down below in the description. Shout out to all of my YouTube members. I appreciate the support so much. I'll showcase all of your names right here. I appreciate the support. I truly do. And with that, let me know what you guys think about the video. Overall, just everything, right? My democracy voice, the major order, the new enemy types. Let me know what you think. And with that, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.